Hello! Welcome back to Kirby Triple Deluxe. Today, World 2 begins. In most video games, World 2 tends to be desert themed for whatever reason, but I guess you could say that in this one it's dessert themed instead. I don't really know if you just eat lollipops and candy for dessert though. There's kind of a craving whenever thing. Desert worlds are a lot more common than dessert worlds, but New Super Mario Bros., at least one of them, has one that's both. Also, Parasol is new. Guard against falling objects, or take a floaty stroll through the air. You can also spray water to attack enemies or put out fires. For your grand finale, use a circus throw. Parasol is as it has been. Once again, exactly like it was in Superstar, almost. I'm not sure if games before had clarified that this is a spray of water, though. Or where the water comes from. Anyway, back to deserts. If you want to be technical, probably, if you want to be technical and a sociology nerd, most video game worlds are deserts, because a food desert is defined as an area where there are no, like, grocery stores or organic food markets or anything. Where, like, it's mostly just, like, liquor stores and fast food and stuff. Basically, you have no access to actually worth eating things. I'm trying to... So yeah, food deserts. I'm trying to pretend like I learned something in sociology class. But really, sleep. Just 3 more minutes. Mom, I'm just so sleepy. If you gotta wake me up, just smash the control pad. Sleep happens automatically. Not for everyone. Okay. I guess I should stop screwing around and getting shot by giant gumball cannon. It's generally a good life lesson for anyone. This sunstone is really early in the stage and just behind an arbitrary wall. Wait, does my parasol block those? Yes, it does. Wow, I didn't know that, because I usually just avoid them. Wait a second. Isn't that Chompy's me? But there's no way I could have street passed with Chompy. She's on the other side of the country. I'm not sure if I should blame Chompy or Waddle Dee for this witchcraft, but, okay. Wheel is back in this game, by the way. It wasn't in Return to Dreamland. Also, this guy reminds me a little bit of Kirby's Air Ride, actually. If I recall correctly, Wheel is one of Chompy's favorite abilities, which is funny, because apparently I street passed with her right before a Wheel boss. I don't get it! I'm so confused. I accidentally ate that energy drink, but I guess I could use it anyway. Wheel! Put pedal to the metal and surge ahead with a dash. As long as you've got speed, you're invincible, baby. Just watch out for potholes. So, Wheel has actually been upgraded. Because you can now pretend that you are Sonic the Hedgehog. It's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, you've got a spin dash, essentially. Just gonna cruise our way through here. You gotta be speedy, so you gotta be wheel, I guess, is the deal here. Come on, Kirby. Ta-da! Isn't there a treasure in the Great Cave Offensive that's basically that? Anyway, 2 out of 3. Wheel is a fun power. I'm glad they brought it back. Oh hey, speaking of things being brought back, look who it is. Don't worry, they'll get theirs by the end of this level. No, my beautiful wheel power. I wonder if the powers that Kirby inhales, like in that form, actually have a flavor to them. No! Because I can't imagine that anything that tastes like a tire would be a fun thing to eat. But maybe Kirby doesn't really... Does he even have taste buds? Does he have a tongue? Or does Kirby just eat everything, like, regardless of whether or not it makes sense? Okay, yeah, so you're supposed to, knock those Waddle Dees into the pit there before they can break the treasure chest and make it impossible to get. So that mission was accomplished, I guess. So if you're just running along pressing everything, it's not like that's gonna happen. So there's all the Sunstones. And an energy drink. Oh, and the exit. This stage was kind of anticlimactic. I'm learning, kind of. And that's what happens if you shoot slightly farther than a platform. Kirby almost plummets to his doom, but not quite. Heavy Knight! He's a Heavy Knight. That's his name and job description and characteristics. Why is there still a Street Pass icon there, but not here? Oh, it's because the stage doesn't have a mini-boss, probably. Oh hey, it's another new ability. Well, if you want to... You could probably argue that this isn't entirely new because of Cupid in Amazing Mirror, but... Archer. Wait for the right moment and open fire. Hide in the shadows and become a sharpshooter. Your precision aiming will let you hit a small target from long distance. Archer is a pretty neat ability, and it's also completely overpowered. It might not be obvious why at first, but this is why. With the power of this cardboard cutout, Kirby is invincible to 100% of anything in the entire game, except for in the multiplayer Kirby vs. Fighters Deluxe Extreme mode, wherein that mode is useless. But he's not invincible while moving with the cardboard cutout, and he can poke out of it. He's not invincible during that either. But if he's just sitting there, he is completely invulnerable, making this probably the easiest but longest way to beat the arena without any problems. I'll probably do that on camera, because I'm silly like that. But other than that, it's a pretty decent ability for hitting wherever you need to hit. You can do that too. And that's also cool. It's a lot like the beam attack that you would do in the exact same circumstances. I'll have to see if I can find something bigger and more imposing to demonstrate. Nope, never mind. I have to get this ability instead because it's cooler. Spear is back from Return to Dreamland. The spear is a true warrior's weapon. Multi-spear attack, spear throw, moon drop. The spear ability puts all these moves and more at your disposal. You can even use the spear underwater. Spear is, I'm pretty sure, the same as it was in Return to Dreamland. And I rather like it, as I did in that game. In fact, I would have been completely cool with it if Bandana Waddle Dee was a playable character in Smash Bros. 4. But he is not. Oh, also Kirby still has his little floating device. And as the game said, you can use a lot of spear stuff underwater. Which is not the case for most things. And it's important to get that, I guess. I'm not sure if arrow shots can cut the string or rope or what have you. Speaking of cutting rope. Some of the tilt controls parts don't seem like they're really necessary. But I don't think they really harm the game like unnecessary motion controls can do occasionally. Like in Donkey Kong Country Returns, when you have to shake to roll. At least they fixed that in Tropical Freeze. Not that I've ever managed to, like, complete a recent Donkey Kong game, because for some reason I just don't get drawn in by Donkey Kong games. I can recognize that they're well made. Maybe I just don't like gorillas, I don't know. Here's a large fat fish thing guy. And there's a sunstone in the background. So, I don't think we've actually seen that much candy yet. Despite this being Candyland, basically. That's one thing about this game, is that the world names don't always correspond to exactly what's in them. Or, like, I think I probably already mentioned that I don't even know what the theme of World 3 is. Or maybe I just said that to someone else, not in a video. But when we get there, you'll see that the name doesn't really mean anything. Underwater bananas. Speaking of Donkey Kong, that's pretty Donkey Kong of you. Oh, it's about time, I guess. World 2's first Hypernova, in which we move around candy trucks. Hooray. Come over here, candy van. Also, this guy. We've got these ridiculous robot heads that get very disappointed when their lasers don't work. Look at how sad he is. Cheer up, man. You can still laser the ceiling for a little while. Not you, though. Kinda need to get through here. Kind of reminds me of those ghosts in Yoshi's Island that you had to, like, you know, hit them repeatedly until they were cowering in their hole and they looked really disappointed. Hooray! Guess I need to move you over here some more. Sorry, dude. Try getting a body next time. It helps with movement, I've heard. Oh yeah, this room. This room is actually kind of slightly a puzzle, I think. Because, like, if you do it this way, then you can't get over there. This room actually caused me some problems, and it might continue to do so for at least a few minutes. I mean, I guess there's not that much you can do in terms of, like, options. You have to move this out of the way like that. Go through the Lego platforms, I guess, and then this way. Sunstone number 3. Now I feel bad about being confused by a room that has literally 2 possible things you can do in it. Or like 2 possible orders. Hey, no missiles, please. So this is the part of Candyland that's just a factory, I guess. I don't know why you would build a factory in a land made mostly out of candy. I can't imagine it'd be good for the environment. I don't know what would be good for a candy environment. That's not really something that comes up too often. I guess maybe I should have vaporized the other part also. Can I go over this? Yeah, okay. Adding needless complexity to this task is my favorite thing to do. That robot doesn't know what a sad situation he's in because he still was able to shoot his lasers for an inch. Good for him, I guess. Remember that time we took a page out of Kirby's Epic Yarn? Well, this is more literally that, where we're unraveling the background, or unrolling it, or something. You have to do it one step at a time, but there's these handy hooks. And there's only 2 steps, but you know. Don't go in the door, because the sunstone's over here! That is rude, I gotta say. Wispy deserves that bomb that's about to get chucked in his face for that one. Oh well. Oh, and as you can see, after a Hypernova stage, you get your power back. Oh! Seems to be I'm kind of like a pattern here, screwing up and then doing it correctly, and then screwing up. Back and forth. Squishy. A great name for a squid enemy, I guess. I guess you don't have to try too hard to name enemies when their names don't actually show up. This stage has hands in it. It also has ninja. Hey there. Reinforcements have been called in from a nearby ninja village. Okay. Slide into the shadows and vanish into the darkness. When the time is right, unleash the Blossom Storm technique. Words. Stealth water gun. Ninja's okay, I guess. Here's Blossom Storm. It's pretty much what it was in Return to Dreamland, I think. Which means that it's like it was in Kirby Superstar with a few differences. Quad Shock is still really good, but it's not quite as cool looking, I don't feel. And that's still one of the least damaging attacks in the entire game that you can do. But whatever. So this is what the hands are all about. When they're like that, you can go like this, though. That was very descriptive. I'm gonna go back to Spear if that's okay with you. Basically, the hands are only a problem if they catch you on the way out. When they're going back in, they can't hit you. But this happens if they do hit you. And they're polite enough to wait for a little while. So that's kind of them, I guess. Hey there. Bomb is back again. Raise a huge bomb above your head, adjust the angle, and give it a toss. Blast, explode, and detonate from a distance, or drop a bomb right next to an enemy. Kaboom! Bomb is the same as it's always been. And it's an okay move set of ability thing, but it's a little bit lacking in power for how explosive it looks. It's a little disappointing. Anyway, have another background-related gimmick. This is similar to some of the stuff you could find in, like, Return to Dreamland, like helmets that shot cannons and stuff like that. Except now it's shooting into the background, and you need to shoot certain things in the background to get to things in the foreground, and so on. Also, they have a limited time on them, because it's flashing now. So you have to make sure that you clear out everything that you need to before it runs out. Sure, why not have fire again? Kirby, get rid of that. That kind of hat is no longer in fashion after that particular screen. This looks a little bit weird because the background, or the foreground I should say, doesn't advance anymore. Sure, why not? Ooh, maybe I can demonstrate the invincibility with the hands. Yep. Absolutely worthless against the power of cardboard. That pierces if you charge it. I don't know what the purpose of this gate is, really. Also, usually when you have these bombs, they want you to hurry up. But I guess this is the first instance of the bomb being in this particular game, so it's a little more lenient. Kirby also has a variety of different cardboard cutouts on his person at all times. Just in case, you know? You never know when you're gonna need a good piece of cardboard. Someone might ask you to design a poster or something. Those blocks down there are kind of a fake out, because they make you think that maybe you need to destroy them quickly and then run through with the bomb. But you don't. It's a little bit rude, but for some reason the dash attack with the bow is this like stabbing with the arrow thing, by the way. I don't know why. Let's open another gate that's there for no reason. I believe that this kills you immediately if you get hit by it. Like any of these coming down. I'd be tempted to try using the invulnerability of the cardboard on them, but I don't think I'd be able to escape out of it even if I did live through the crushing. Oh yeah, that part always gets me because I always forget the thing. Yeah. Let's just say I was doing that as a demonstration of the fact that if you screw up and destroy a key, you can just die and it'll come back. I have 10 lives. It's not like I'm not having any desperate struggles or anything. But this time, I know that this has to be done. I always forget the first time. But really, it's not for much. Okay, it is for this sunstone. That was a crash enemy who I didn't react in time enough to eat and show. But that's okay because it shows up again later. And it's only a one-time use anyway. I don't know who that person is. That was really stupid. Let's just whip it. I'm probably gonna steal his sword power after this. Why doesn't Kirby get a shield? I mean, he can block, but he just does it with his arm. It's difficult to hit you with that. There we go. That looked cool. I'm so cool. How do you even throw a boomerang like that? And if you've noticed, there's a hole here. Sneaky, sneaky. I think we can cram another level into this video. I'm aiming for around half-hour episodes. You know, because I'm like a television show. Or something. I'm number 2. If the pattern continues in the next level, I will fail the bonus minigame. Hooray! Arbitrary rank! And let me just be the first to say that I'm not sure why this is called the Love Stick. But I don't think it should be. It's a good thing Dreamland 3 never actually mentioned that, because, yeah. Actually, I think this video's gone on for long enough. I don't think I could fit this level in here. So you'll just have to look at this stage preview and be like, what is that all about? It's a ghost! I just noticed that there's a straw on the land. It's not connected to anything. Unless it's connected to those dice blocks? Video games, I'm not sure they really know what candy is. Or what it looks like.